And this morning, let's get you a look at the top 5 updates on coronavirus that we're tracking. 14 new areas have been added to the list of containment zones in Delhi, taking the total number of such zones to 92. Till date, 34 areas have been recently removed from the list. The National Green Tribunal office in Delhi has been shut after an official tested positive for coronavirus. The NGT principal bench in Delhi will remain non-functional till further orders. All officials have been asked to remain in self-isolation. Over 24 migrant workers have been injured after a bus overturned in Uttar Pradesh's Prayagraj late last evening. The bus was ferrying migrants from Jaipur to West Bengal. There were 35 workers on the bus. All the injured have been sent to the Uttar Pradesh's Allahabad. 83 more people have tested positive for COVID-19 in Madhya Pradesh's Indore, taking the total number of positive cases in the district to 2,933. The death toll in the district stands at 111. Total cases in the state is now inching towards the 6,000 mark. And the ICMR has issued fresh guidelines on hydroxychloroquine, the experimental drug being used to treat coronavirus patients. The guidelines say that asymptomatic healthcare workers involved in containment zones and those treating COVID-19 patients can take the drug. Nod has also been given to asymptomatic frontline workers like paramilitary personnel involved in COVID-19 related activities. As India continues to report a surge in the coronavirus cases every single day, the Health Ministry in its briefing on coronavirus said that the pandemic has been concentrated in a few spots and 80% of deaths have been reported in just 5 states: Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Bengal as well as Delhi. The Health Ministry also said that COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 41% and India now is doing over 1 lakh tests per day. So far, India has conducted over 27 lakh COVID tests. Government also said that the mortality rate, which was at 3.13% on May 19th, has come down to 0.32%. Government said that due to the timely lockdown, health infrastructure got ample time to come back and be better prepared.
वायरस का बिहेवियर एक्सपोनेंशियल बिहेवियर है जो हम देखते हैं, तो उसको स्पीड को कम करने के लिए आप देखिए कि 4 अप्रैल के लगभग के बाद में स्पीड में क्लियर एक डिक्रीज आती है और आप ये भी देखेंगे कि शुरुआत के 15-20 दिन तक इतनी स्टीप डिक्लाइन दिखाई दिया जा रहा है, उसके बाद ये सेटल हो रही है, सेटल हुई है और हम 5.5 के लगभग जो ग्रोथ परसेंट है उसके ऊपर आ गए, जो कि मान लीजिए पहले 15 था या 18 था या 22 भी रहा था। तो ये दर्शाता है कि जो वायरस की बढ़ने का जो प्रोग्रेशन था उसको देश ने मिलकर रोका।
This morning, let's get you also the latest updates coming in from the state of Maharashtra. It's the worst affected state by COVID-19 in the country. And it's seen now its biggest spike in cases in the last 24 hours, with 2,940 new COVID-19 cases being reported and 63 deaths. The total number of cases in Maharashtra has now touched the 45,000 mark. In fact, 12,583 people have made a full recovery so far in the state, with 857 people being discharged in the last 24 hours. Financial capital Mumbai has become the epicenter of the rising COVID cases, with more than 27,000 cases so far. The city has also recorded 1,751 cases in the last 24 hours and 27 deaths. Maharashtra accounts for 34% of the COVID cases in India. Now, as coronavirus cases rise in Mumbai, the Maharashtra government has roped in private hospitals for the fight. It's issued an order capping prices for 80% of the beds. This move comes as government hospitals are under severe pressure. India Today went inside the Sion Hospital, which is one of the oldest in Mumbai, to see the challenges that the staff face there. Tanushree Pandey has the special report. Coronavirus patients lying next to corpses in body bags. These spine-chilling images from the Sion Hospital in Mumbai shocked the entire nation. India Today decided to visit this hospital
one of the oldest and most hard-pressed hospitals in Mumbai in the face of the pandemic.
So this small area, the small room in Sion Hospital has been turned into a donning area where the doctors and the health staff, they wear the PPEs. And I am right now geared up in one of the PPEs with the help of Dr. Yojna Gokhale. And I really can't tell you how difficult it feels to even breathe inside this PPE.
The doctors give India Today access to the ICU, where all the beds are occupied. Not surprising, given that Mumbai is the epicenter of the COVID fight.
So we are right now inside an ICU, a designated COVID-19 ICU inside Sion Hospital in Mumbai. And these are the patients who are right now being treated, and we'll tell you that these all are patients with, the deadliest strain of the virus. Dr. Nitin, what kind of a situation do you have to deal with on an everyday?
See, these are the patients who are not maintaining their oxygen saturation on bag and mask. So they need special equipment to achieve a high oxygen delivery.
We are right now inside a non-COVID ICU in Sion Hospital, and this is how it looks like. The warriors, they are working in around the clock, day in, day out, just to make sure that at least those patients who do not have this deadly infection at this point of time, they do not contract the infection.
ये नेशन का काम है तो हमें करना ही है. डर तो लगा रहता है, घर जाएंगे तो डरते ही हैं, लेकिन हम बहुत सारा प्रिकॉशंस लेके घर में जाते हैं. बोलती है कि मम्मी आप ऐसा दूर क्यों रहते हो मेरे से, पास में नहीं ले सकती हो. आड़ोस पड़ोस वालों भी बोलते हैं क्या तुम हॉस्पिटल में काम करते हो, तुमको लग जाएगा तो पूरा बिल्डिंग का ये होएगा, लेकिन मेरा काम है बोलती हूँ.
This ward in the hospital's second floor is special. Here, nearly 150 mothers lie with their newborn babies. These women are COVID positive, and the babies, fortunately, are not.
I think the most beautiful sight behind me inside a hospital where more than 150 mothers, more than 150 women who were COVID positive had successfully delivered their babies inside Sion Hospital with the help of our great doctors and the healthcare staff. And the most beautiful thing is not even a single child has contracted the infection from the mothers.
The WHO has recommended that these babies should be kept with the mothers and they should be allowed to breastfeed. The reason why we allow the breastfeeding is because if we don't keep babies with mothers, then the problems will be many more. And that is why WHO has recommended that the baby should be breastfed.
Every ward in the hospital is filled to the brim, and so is the mortuary.
After the person has died, there is a very minimal risk that anybody would contract the infection of COVID-19 from the dead body. And they just told us that yes, country is definitely going through a cultural shock where many people are not claiming the bodies, but they are going through an entire process where the police comes, look for the relatives, and then the body has been handed over. So this is inside a mortuary in Sion Hospital, one of the most hard-pressed hospitals where the mortality rate is also quite high.
Overworked healthcare staff, overburdened wards, and just not enough resources. Sion Hospital is struggling to cope with the crisis at hand.
We are still running out of beds, and especially we are running out of the beds for critically ill patients, the ICU beds. As we've gone on increasing the beds, suppose I make one ward available of 40 beds, it gets full in 4 to 6 hours. So again I have a load of 20, 30, 40 patients waiting in the casualty till again some patients can be discharged.
The story of Sion Hospital's COVID fight is perhaps the same as every other government hospital in Mumbai. Maximum patients and minimum resources. With Tanushree Pandey, Bureau Report for India Today.
Now, in a united effort to corner the government over a host of issues including COVID-19 and migrants, Congress President Sonia Gandhi chaired a crucial virtual opposition meet yesterday, and it was attended by leaders of several political parties. We're getting you all the political updates on that story in this report.
The moratorium on politics brought by coronavirus pandemic is over. It's Congress President Sonia Gandhi versus Prime Minister Narendra Modi. At a meeting of opposition leaders held on Friday, the Congress President launched a fierce attack on Prime Minister Modi. She said Prime Minister Modi's initial optimism that virus can be controlled in 21 days has turned out to be misplaced. Sonia called the 20 lakh crore rupees financial package announced by the government a cruel joke on the country. She demanded cash transfers for the poor and urged the government to arrange buses and trains for migrant workers to return home. The Congress president also blamed demonetization for economic crisis. Leaders of 22 parties including Mamata Banerjee, Uddhav Thackeray, Hemant Soren and Omar Abdullah attended the meet. The SP and BSP skipped the meet, while Aam Aadmi Party was not extended an invitation.
अगर कांग्रेस उनकी मदद करना चाहती है तो जितने भी लोग राजस्थान से उत्तर प्रदेश में गए हैं, ये 1000 बस यहाँ दे रहे हैं, तो उनका किराया उन लोगों से, उन छात्रों से, उन मजदूरों से क्यों वसूल रहे हैं? तो असलियत में ये राजनीति कर रहे हैं.
The BJP has accused the opposition of doing politics.
देखिए, ये संकट के समाधान का समय है, सियासी घमासान का समय नहीं है. कांग्रेस को हमारी बिना मांगी सलाह यही है, या उनके कुछ साथियों को, कि वो संकट के समाधान का हिस्सा बने, सियासी व्यवधान का हिस्सा न बने.
The BJP too has ended the truce. It held a protest led by Devendra Fadnavis against the failure of the Uddhav Thackeray government in fighting COVID-19. With Anand Patel and Paulami Saha, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, from Monday, domestic flight services resume in a graded manner, and the Karnataka government has taken a decision, that is to quarantine all passengers coming from the worst hit states including Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Delhi, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. All people coming from these states by air, rail and road will be isolated for 7 days. Passengers coming from the rest of the states are required to be in home quarantine for 14 days. From these worst hit states, if they are identified and reach Karnataka by air, road or rail, they will have to be sent to a government facility. All passengers going to Bengaluru for short stay are required to submit COVID-19 negative report approved by the ICMR, and it should not be more than 2 days older than the date of the travel. And there's no end to the lockdown violations by netas as coronavirus cases continue to surge. We're getting you pictures now from Jharkhand's Dhanbad, where and from Madurai in Tamil Nadu, where politicians put lives at stake by holding events. BJP MLA Indrajit Mato inaugurated a transformer installed at the constituency in Sindri area of Jharkhand's Dhanbad district. However, the jubilant neta also then took out a procession with his supporters, which turned out to be in huge numbers. Social distancing went for a toss during this inauguration ceremony. The district administration has now woken up, filing an FIR against the lawmaker. Similarly, let's tell you what happened in Madurai, where AIADMK Minister Sellu Raju, who's had his share of controversies in the past also, attended a COVID fund relief project in Madurai, where ironically lockdown violations were in fact reported. Madurai is among the worst hit districts in Tamil Nadu with around 200 positive cases.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.